We're
Good day,
live.
everyone. Welcome to Fashion Founders of Africa. And this is the very first episode, and I'm so excited that we're doing this. Today, we have an amazing person in our midst. We have Uche, Uche of AZAC, and he's going to be taking us through a conversation around sustainability, which is what he has built his brand about. So, we're going to be having Uche come up right about now. So, let's welcome Uche Nwosu. So Uche, over to you. So,
Uh, Thank you so much, Ngozi. It's really amazing to be here to interact with you. So I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited for the conversation we're going to have.
all right. So would like to meet you. Would like to know a little about you and about your brand before we go into the business of the day proper. So tell us about Uche. Tell us about Isaac.
All right, my name is. Like you all know, my name is Uche Wonswaladima. I'm a true Nigerian, and yeah, Isaac has been kind of like something that didn't just happen. Isaac came up as a result of my habits when I was very young. I have this habit of extending my clothes. Simply because I have sentimental value attached to those clothes. In the sense that some of these clothes, majority of them, I pick them myself. Buy them. I had the privilege of buying my clothes, myself, picking my clothes myself when I was younger. So I want to keep wearing them, and I so in trying to keep wearing them because I outgrew them so fast. So I try and extend them, and seeing the response of people, I kept doing that. It was just something I was just doing naturally, something that was just coming naturally because I just saw it as a form of necessity. And I did that to the point where I stumbled upon upcycling. And I think from there, from even when I was in school, I mean, even when I was in school too, I was doing all of that. And when I understood what upcycling means, what I was really doing. I mean, before that time, I didn't even know what I was doing was called upcycling. When I stumbled upon the word upcycling, I saw that okay, what I've been doing, this is what they actually call it. This is actually solving a problem in fashion. The upcycling is solving a problem in fashion. So I got to know um, the issue of waste in fashion, how huge that problem is, and so knowing all of that, and I think I became very intentional about upcycling when I got to know um, what I was really doing. So I think that was when AZAC came. That was how the birth of AZAC came about. And yeah, and we are here still. Every day iterating. Starting the brand in an environment where they are not known template for doing the kind of fashion business model. Navigating the our environment, the market, the people, creating relationship. I mean, it's been an amazing journey, and I mean, I'm excited for what is to come, for the brand and the whole ecosystem in general for upcycling and sustainable fashion.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us that good background. I'm curious to know. So you mentioned that you didn't know it was called upcycling when you started it, when you started doing it. But at the time you were going into business, you already knew it was upcycling, right? What you were doing.
Yes.
Yes. All right. All right. Okay, but at that point, were there anybody that you were looking at or that you could say is doing something like what I am currently doing? And so let me just follow in this person's footstep, or it was just a you thing trying to figure it out by yourself?
No, I mean, yeah, I have to do research. Like for me to even know, like there are not so much people doing it. I mean, I've done like done my. I mean, there are people doing it before then. I think. I mean, I mean, I'll be dropping names. We all know her, Nkwo. I mean, I think she was the main person I saw that was really doing it at a skill that I really love. There are other people also, I mean, Nkwo in terms of like the denim, and there are also other people also. I think there's this Zero Waste Daniel, I think is in New York or so. Then there is, I mean, other people that are doing it. But then, um, for you to want to do fashion, you need to also look at how you want to scale, right? How you want to scale. You're not just doing fashion because you want to sew for one person and make money. So I mean, when it comes to like business model, like how can we multiply this upcycling? Like, it's not mass production, right? I mean, the template we have is like, when you are mass producing or when you are doing made to order, those are like the popular template of fashion we have. Even when you go to fashion school, those are like what they teach you. They don't teach you. I mean, I'm yet to see a fashion school that teaches upcycling. Right? Even if they teach upcycling, it's something close to using your pieces, the pieces that you have, that you pieces that the leftover that you have when you make your clothes to like just make patchwork, right? Like business model, how you source your material, how you even like structure your release, and all of that. How you even, because even the tailors too, the tailors in Nigeria, like, do they really know how to do this upcycling? Because you as a fashion designer, I mean, you want to grow a fashion brand, definitely you need to be thinking that you are not the one that will do the sewing. So the whole putting together, how do you even teach these guys? So they are not like, they don't have the skills already. You have to like, figure out how to try to multiply some of all these things. So those are like how, those are the things I was not seeing, right? I was just seeing the Instagram, what they put online. I mean, whatever I see online is what they put online, what other people's put online. But behind the scene, the intricate day to day activities, I wasn't seeing it. So those are like what I'm not, the template I was talking about that I was not seeing. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, but we're trying to figure it out. I mean, and I think so far it's been really like the whole learning. So me doing it, I think this is the fourth. I think we're going to the fifth year right now. Me doing it is,
Wow.
yeah, me doing it up to this point. It means like, okay, I'm seeing it light at the end of the tunnel, and it's possible. It's possible.
Right.
What we're saying is possible. We just need to keep doing it and see the best way to make it work.
Make it work. That's very good. So you say you've been doing this for 5 years. No, 5 years. 5 years is some good time to have invested into a business. So what does AZAC look like as a business today? What exactly do you sell and who exactly are you selling to?
So what does Isaac look like? Isaac look like a brand right now, like look like a brand that is making one-on-one pieces, right? Making one-on-one pieces, but also doing this thing where they call, which we've called it RRS, which is like repair, revamp, and repair, revamp service. Which is customer bring their clothes, we repair it for them, or we kind of like I mean, we revamp it, we rework it for them, make it into other pieces. So they bring like denim and they are going. So, for example, they come with maybe 4 to 5 pair of jeans, and they are going with like a jacket, and they're going with like maybe a skirt or maybe a skirt, a top. So we do that, and we also. So that's what we've been doing. That is what Isaac look like. That's what we've been doing. I mean, so far we've participated in runway exhibitions, gone for pop-up exhibitions. We've been on different marketplace. We've exported. Doing all of these things. We've the kind of people we sell to are people, most especially people that recognize what we do. People that are denim lovers, most especially first of all denim lovers. You know, I mean, we starting with denim. I mean, maybe we'll come to that part later. We starting with denim was like very intentional. It's not as if we just wanted to do denim. Denim is like our passport to that secularity. I mean, our kind of like our entry point to um, what do they even call it? Is it? I mean, it's our, yeah, let's just say quickly, our entry point to that, that world of circularity and kind of making fashion more circular. So I think, yeah, that's what AZAC look like. We have a studio in Lagos. We have like we have presence outside Nigeria. Uh, I mean, we have tailors that we employ. We have, people that work remotely with us. People that have, there are people that I've worked with that I've not seen. You know, yeah. I mean, people just look at the fashion. There's also like the tech side. Trying to like, use the current tool, navigating AI with fashion. We are doing all of those stuff. Like that is what AZAC look like, behind the scene, and every day by day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for taking us through all of that and showing us where you currently are. And I think you mentioned in between that you work with denim and it is intentional, right? So
Right.
I want you to walk us through what a garment looks like from the beginning to the finished product. So what does that look like? What does that process look like for the brand? Especially since you work with denim and mostly upcycled materials or upcycled denim. So just walk us through that process. I'm curious.
Mm. Okay, so I think for then it's, I mean, the whole point of, fashion. Um, I mean, the whole point of what like Isaac is doing is, using existing material to, make refined product, right? So we we've seen that, the characteristics of denim is, the looking at denim, with denim you can use it over and over. With denim, it has second life. It has second it, denim can, stay for a very long time. You can use denim over and again. And that is the idea. If you look at fashion, most of the waste in fashion is coming from, fast fashion, clothes that we just wear, once, twice, and we are throwing it away. Clothes that we can't wear for multiple wear. We can't wear them multiple times. Those are like most of the, when you look at it, those are what we dispose, mostly. So we have to like make clothes that have second life value, clothes that even when you want to throw them away, your conscience should be looking at you like, do you really want to throw this away? you know clothes that can, make your conscience feel that way, are clothes that are in very good condition, clothes that are solid, clothes that are that are made of quality. Even when you are even proud to give people, you don't want to give people clothes that they can't wear. You want to give them something that is of good quality, and denim has that characteristic. So we are just starting with that to, navigate. Imagine, see the whole, how will I put it, the whole ocean we are trying to, navigate with just denim. Imagine if we are doing multiple um fabric. It would be so hard to kind of like, niche down and kind of like be more focus. When you look at what we've done with denim, I mean, I think that's, I think to an extent it kind of like differentiates us you know in the market. But I mean, with time, if we there are a lot of potentials in denim, to be very honest. There are a lot of potential with denim, and our goal is when we are able to um, do denim so well to a point where all of you are, all of you love what we are doing, to the point where, we've, how will I put it, we've explored all possible channel in denim. I mean, I don't think we can even explore possible channel in denim. But the point I'm trying to make is, when the brand has gotten to the point where it can have that strength to like, go into other fabric, and there's a market. We know that there's a market. There are people waiting for it. There are, we don't want to start doing things that we are not even sure people really want to buy. I think when we get to that point, definitely we would cross it. But definitely our high is outside there and all that.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And I love the thought you put behind like the what you do, as it were, and how you are sticking to this for this season for this reason. So you had mentioned previously that your customers are people that are mostly like denim, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
other thing have you learned about these people, about your customers? So are there other characteristics? Are there other type of people that are your customers apart from just denim lovers? Or what have you learned about your customers in general? People that appreciate sustainability and all of that. What have you learned about them?
So what I've learned, I think, first of all, nobody cares about sustainability if what you're making is not it's not stunning, it's not beautiful,
Wow,
right? Like, yeah, it's not beautiful.
wow, wow,
It has
wow.
to be, yeah, it has to be stunning. Because to be very honest, let's be frank, we are competing sustainable fashion, right? When if I mean, I think we can't you can't really capitalize on sustainability for so long, right? As a fashion brand, you can't really capitalize on, okay, you can't make your business surrounding, you can't make your business focused on just sustainability for so long. Because if we are supposed to live our life the way we are supposed to live our life, everybody's supposed to live in a regenerative way, like sustainable. I mean, let me just put it in quotes: sustainable lifestyle, right? Because you can't be waste, you can't be messing up your environment and expect it to still make you feel good and still refresh you. Definitely, it's what you give to nature, it gives back to you. If you take care of nature, nature takes care of you. So if fashion brands are doing what they are supposed to be doing, sustainability is supposed to be like the normal way to do it. Like, you can't be putting stuff in the environment and um you are not, how would I put it, you don't care about the afterlife of those products. I mean, even at AZAC, we're trying to do, not that we're trying to do, we're already doing it, right? The RRS, where people bring back what they have and we upcycle it for them. So we are even trying to we are more intentional about it right now. Like, okay, when you are buying from AZAC, you can bring this things to buy from AZAC, you can bring it back at the end life, bring it back, let's take care of it. You don't have to like throw it away. Having that closed loop circularity. I mean that is what circularity should be all about. If all fashion brands are doing that, I mean, it's not really, I won't say, I mean, because we've not seen the right formula, right? So it looks difficult. I mean, but I mean, if we keep doing it, we'll definitely find the right formula, because that is how it should be. We can't keep living this way, if except, I mean, except maybe we feel like Jesus is going to come, like maybe in 10 years or so. We just want to, do fast. But if we believe that our children, 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 children are going to be on this earth, I mean, it's going to take a long while before we start living in Mars. So before then, we need to, take care of where we are at the moment.
Take care of what we have, take care of the earth as it is. But one very salient thing you said that really stood out to me is the fact that nobody buys just because of sustainability. They buy because of the value that you can offer them. Like what extra value? Like that's what I picked out of everything you just said, because you mentioned how you have this thing where people can bring back their garment after the end of his life, and they can get something out of that. So, and I believe that that is value that somebody would appreciate. And also the design part of it as well. You don't just say because it's sustainable, people will buy. It doesn't matter if it looks good or not, if it appeals to people visually or not. So yeah, that's very good. Thank you for sharing that. So I would like to know, how do you price your products? How do you go about pricing your products?
Can I go about pricing? I mean, first of all, cost, knowing your cost. Yeah, no matter how you do, knowing your cost. But with sustainability, knowing your cost is now really difficult, because there are a lot of process in it, right? Because of, like, yeah, the person, there's someone going to the person losing the losing the clothes, cutting it, removing the button, cutting it is different from the person that is going to cut the pattern. It's different from the person that is going to, couple the whole. So, like, I mean, we've tried to divide that process into like three. The part where you come from the market. By the time we bring those denim from the market, we wash them first. Then when we wash them, I mean, we weigh them. Then we wash them. Sometimes we can't weigh them before we wash them. We weigh them after we wash them. just to know, okay, what quantity do we how do we bring in. So we try to, try to track our impact, right? What comes in and what goes out. So we do the plus and minus to know how much then we're actually saving. So when we do that, that is when we start loosening the button. So we've termed that harvesting. We can we take the useful part like the zip, sometimes the button. I mean, we can't really use the button because most of the denim buttons are like destructive. When you lose them, you can't reuse them. So the buttons and other parts that we can use like the pocket, we just take out all those parts, and the band also we take out all those. So all those process now is a different person that someone is doing it. Then after you do that, you now have to like cut and join to the pattern that you want to make, to the style that you want to make. There's another person doing that. Then after doing that, the person that would do the final sewing, then the final finishing. So all of those processes, they are like costs attached to it. So you tracking all those costs, making sure that that is captured. Aside that, so you have fuel, you have salary, all of those things too are part of the cost. Having all those costs together, then what? Then you had your, what's the mock-up? I think I don't even. I'm not sure, but I think like I don't. I'm not sure. You would correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like three 3x to 4x for fashion brand. I don't know if that's correct. I think some.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
I think
retail.
about that for it too. So I think, but
Yes.
we've seen people that go like up to 10x, 10x, 15x, and all that. But for
More like
reasonable,
that's more like a premium or
yeah,
luxury
right, yeah.
range
So
of
you
pricing.
also exactly. So you're adding. So it's pricing. It's like another. Another topic entirely because you have to also consider your shop rent, your depreciation, your machines, your fuel, your transportation, your salary, even you as the owner, all of those things. They are like formulas to some of all these things to kind of like just capture it. So some of them are how will I put it? They are arbitrary numbers in terms of like they are just estimated numbers, but when you do it rightly, you are by the time you sell your product, you know that you're not running at a loss, even if you sell at discount, right? Even if you sell at discount, there's a way you price your product. You are discounting, um you are still you are still in profit. You are doing no sale, you are still in profit. Some people even sell down to 70% discount, they are still in profit. So because when you price your product and you consider some of all these scenarios, I think that is how we are. I won't say we've gotten to the perfect pricing yet. Yeah, I'm not. I won't say we've got to the perfect pricing yet, but is we are iterating as we go, adjusting as we go. Knowing our cost because in Nigeria, there's no way you can the pricing can stay the same, right? I think for fashion brand we are even more considerate because our pricing don't really change because if our pricing changes like the way material changes in the market, all our customer will they will complain so hard because when you go to the market today, you are going tomorrow is a different thing. Like, you don't want to tell your customer that price has changed. They'll just be looking like you like what. So those are like what you have to consider. So you have to like mock it up well that all of these fluctuations are not really eating up into your profit. But it gets to a point where you have to shout, it has gotten to where you can't when you can't hold it any longer. So I think that's about that, like in terms of the pricing.
So in essence, from what I hear, your typical process because you do upcycling is longer than the regular people that just buy fabric and make their garments. Right? So that would mean that there is extra layers of payments or costs that needs to be factored in, which would make your garments maybe slightly more pricey. Right. All right. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to ask about what is your biggest financial lesson since you started running AZAC? You've been doing this for 5 years. So what is if there's one big lesson you've learned that has to do with finance and money for the business? What would that be?
I think you just make sure money is coming in. Like, you know, you can do. Just make sure money is coming in. Like, I think that should be like your major focus. Make sure money is coming in. Make sure money is coming in, because as long as the light bulb is on, we are definitely going to be spending money, and you don't want to be spending when money is not coming in. So I mean, it involves so many things. Like, but you have to make sure that money is coming in, and you regularly have to. I think another thing, you have to budget. Like, you have to budget as a business. If money is regularly coming in, that's a good thing. You won already. Like that, like the first. I think like the first order um, you have to encounter. I mean, you have to surmount as a business owner. Make sure that money is regularly coming in. So when your money is regularly coming in, that is now when you now have to control your spending, right? Because you don't want to be making revenue and you're not making profit, right? You're making revenue and not making profit. So that is when you now have to like start implementing budgeting. You have to now budget your expenses, know what is profit, know what you are keeping aside, know what you are spending on this, know what you are spending on this, emergency funds and all. I think that's like another layer. But the first one is make sure money is coming in, and the second one is budgeting. I think those will just be simple for me.
All right. So we should budget. First off, make sure the lights are always on, which is that make sure revenue is coming in, and then have a budget. I would want to know what has been the hardest part of building a business that is built around upcycling and sustainability. What has been the hardest part for you?
I think the hardest part of the marketing. Yeah, I think it has been marketing. I think that is what we've not really. I mean, just to be honest, I think that's like what we've not really capitalized so much on as a brand. When you see, I mean, brands that have come after us that we've seen, like, okay, I mean, I don't want to say like I mean, everyone is doing their best, everyone is doing their best, but when you see what other people are doing, you see that, okay, your own missing piece is not like the man. I think that has been the I won't say the money part. You're just figuring out what marketing actually works, but because you don't want to, the marketing costs money, right? You want to do it in the most cost effective way. You want to do it in the way that works. You want to do it in a way that when you are striking the best. I don't know how to put it, but you are striking the best points. You are because it's easy to just blow money when you are doing when you are marketing, when you are trying to create awareness and all that. I think the biggest challenge has been marketing. Looking for the right words to looking for the right tone of voice, looking for the right thing to do to connect to your audience. Looking for how to engage your people, looking for how to even like know what really sticks, know, like, because you want to be a brand that when you're posting, people are like, oh, I love it. Like, I mean, genuinely, like, it's not just because of maybe they are your friends or one of those. I think that like the challenge is like the biggest challenge.
So, so you'd say marketing has been the hardest part so far. Well, would you say it's still a challenge, or it's something you are currently now working on to make better? Oh, okay, I think we had a little disruption with the internet connectivity. However, oh yeah, it's been a conversation so far. It's been an interesting conversation speaking to Isaac, learning about what sustainability looks like, or what it looks like to run a business that is built on upcycling and sustainability. So we were asking
Again, went
Isaac,
off
or
a
we were
bit.
asking,
So I went off a
all
bit.
right,
Sorry.
yes, yes, yes. All right, welcome back. So I was just talking about how it's been interesting hearing from your perspective. And I think before you went off, I was asking about if marketing is still a challenge or is something you are already actively working towards or working on to make better for the brand.
I think it's what we're actually working on right now. It's been our major major focus right now. So we've kind of like I mean, I won't say. I mean, we're just trying something that we believe that not just believe that getting like ideas from different people to do it the right way, do it the right way, getting the right team to execute it well. You know, we are not doing what we've not done. We are not doing what we've done before. So we are doing it in a different way. You know, we've seen what other brands are doing, what other people are doing. You know, and we've kind of like tried to create a system around it. So I think yeah, creating a system around the whole brand, right? So you know, so also trying to like not just do marketing and just go relax, right? You know, you don't want to say you want to do because I feel like marketing is a continuous thing. Marketing is not when you're talking about marketing, you know, a brand that I feel like a brand that should be talking about, you know, venturing into marketing should be like a more like a starting brand. If you're already establishing brand, marketing is something you are doing every day, every single day, you know, every single day. So for us now is okay, since we figure out our marketing is our biggest issue. So we are now trying to create a system around how we are going to be doing it consistently. Whatever we want to start doing now, it's something we'll have to be doing consistently. Like there is a, you know, everyday thing, right? Like marketing is the brand, you know, right? You are creating a brand around, you know, your own business. So I think marketing has to be what you are going to be doing every day because, I mean, you want to be making money every day now. So you know, so and you know what you want to do every day, you don't want to be doing it in a way that it will create fatigue, it will make you tired. So you want to create a system around it where it is, you want to, you know, create make it automatic, right? You're not so when you say you want to be doing marketing every day, it doesn't mean like you are in front of your phone, you're on TikTok dancing every day, you know. When you've created a system around, you can automate some of all these things that you know it is running where you are not even there. So those are like what we're trying to you know do with our brand.
Thank you. So I would also want to know what has worked so far for building this brand. What have you done that has worked, and maybe what have you tried that didn't work? Because if you're still here now, it means something has worked over time, and I'm sure there are some that did not work. So just share with us what has worked, or what is working, what has worked, what is working, and what you tried that did not work.
Okay, let's start with what I mean. What is working? What we feel like is working. Uh, so I think is having a good product, having good quality product, and you being honest. I mean, those are like you know fundamentals of any business. You need to be very honest. You need to be truthful. You need to be consistent. You need to be trustworthy. When you tell someone you're going to do it today, you do it today. Like you tell them this is when you want to do this, when you want to do it. So those ones is working. Those ones are working, right? Being truthful, being having a good product, and also I think in terms of like visibility is you know trying to be in the face of people. So we tried to. I think when we started, one of the way we kind of like gather our first set of audience without doing so much organic audience without doing so much is you know going for a lot of pop-ups, going for a lot of exhibitions, going, yeah, pop-ups and exhibition. Like I'm just going for anyone I see. But there was a time I went for exhibition and I found myself in a I think it was when it was in Unilag. Yeah, it was in Unilag. I think, yeah, I was like, oh, what am I doing? I mean, it was a student event. I was like, my brown is for student. Okay, oh. And they were coming. I want to buy it, but I mean, I wasn't underrating them, but you know, but like, I mean, at that point, that was like the feeling I had then. So, but I mean, I was just every for me. It was more about publicity. It was about more about people that was seeing my brand. So those work when we were just starting up, having those feedback also. One of the things that the showing up everywhere gave us was that feedback. We were getting like direct feedback from people. Though there were a lot of it was nice, lovely, lovely. I was, what can you buy? What can you buy? But I mean, the feedback we were getting was kept us going because those are like little fuel you get to like keep going. I mean, you said I'm here because something is working. I mean, some of all those feedback, they are working. They kind of like make you validate your ideas that you're not just making rubbish. And how you know that is when you put your product to the world. Some of us just build in isolation. We just design. We do. Some people even went down, go as far as doing 3D design, paying 3D artists, pay illustrator, and do sample, do tech pack. You've not tested your product to see if it would work in the market. So all those showing up, going with sample products, going with unreleased products. I mean, the product we are releasing this year, last it was. I mean, I took it to a pop up last year. I saw, I just watched how people resonated to it, and that was what even gave me the confidence to push it out this year. So all of those little things really work. What has not worked, what has not been working is inconsistency, right? Like I said, people, a lot of fashion brands. It's not as if we don't post, we post, but do we consistently post? Do we do it all the time? Do we have a system around it? So not having a system doesn't work. Not having having if you're too busy as a fashion designer who is having someone to take care of your social, I mean, it's very important. Your sales funnel, your sales channel has to be constantly working. People have to know you are. You have to be constantly be in the faces of people because there are a lot of people doing fashion. So you have to be in the top of mind of people. And how you do that is if you are consistent with showing up. So I think just doing thing and just going, it doesn't really work. There was a campaign we did, I think it was last year. Very beautiful campaign, like very beautiful campaign. It wasn't even shot in Nigeria. All of the cast were not Nigerian. Bro, very fit. When we dropped the campaign, bro, I mean, everyone was sharing, and it was really, really nice. Everyone was commenting. There was even one celebrity that commented, like, oh, but what did you do after that? We're just, so that's what I mean about consistency. Imagine we kept that momentum, right? With all those faces that have seen the brand, we kept that momentum. I mean, the next week again, we drop another fire. Boom. And people shout. Like, imagine doing that like 3 times consecutively in like 1 year. And bro, like, you'll be in the top of mind of people and you are still showing up. You are still doing your TikTok, doing your dance, and, doing all of those little things here and there. Doing, just being the faces of people. I mean, it might not still work fully, but I think it would, make a huge difference in whatever we are trying to build, be it fashion or anything we are trying to build.
Right. Thank you. So now I want to ask things around you as a person. So if you could go back and start AZAC all over, what would you do differently?
What will I do differently? Okay, I think I will go and learn how to sew first. I'll learn how to no, not maybe, yeah, I'll learn how to sew, learn how to cut patterns. Yeah, I think I'll learn how to sew and cut patterns, right? I think yeah, that would something I would do differently. Probably, um, yeah, I think those are what I mean. I would say maybe be a content creator, but no, I don't. Maybe be an influencer because I mean all those influencers are just opening brands. Like they already have a community and they just open their brand and sell out, sold out, sold out. So I think it's just
So, so you'd go and learn how to sew first, or learn pattern before starting. But what would be your reason for that though? Why would you want to go and learn all of that before starting?
so I think it would be how will I put it? Um, so I think it's just having that creative control, right? I think it's having the creative control, and I think and also having that because for whatever you're doing as a fashion brand, I mean whatever you're doing, the product really matters. Like the quality of product really matters. So you want to really have control on the making of the product itself, right? I mean, the other business part is not you don't have to know how to sew. You don't have to sew every day. You don't have to cut those patterns out, but you want to have like control to some very large extent on the product itself because that's like I mean if the product dies, what are you doing in the brand in the first place? If your clothes are not well made, what are you doing? What of if I mean you just avoiding those cases where you are held at ransom if someone maybe your tailor falls sick, right? I mean, even if you have a good tailor, you are sure that you have all the money in the world. What of like situations that you cannot control? What do you do? Are you left at the mercy of people? Because that's like the integral, it's like owning the center of your brand, like the integral part of your brand. I mean, with the whole glam and everything, if the whole sewing, if the whole tailoring is not well finished, then what is the brand? I mean, Gucci. If Gucci is not well tailored, I mean, would they pride themselves in craftsmanship? What is craftsmanship? Craftsmanship is actually the tailoring. So, I mean, having you might not be able to know it perfectly, but just having some certain control over that. I think that, like, from my own perspective, I don't know, man. From my own perspective, that's what I feel.
Okay, okay, I hear you. And I think it's very important when for this is very important, especially when you have a small scale business and it's not a business a fashion brand and it's not something you can outsource. So for the example, the Gucci conversation, I'm sure they probably I don't know, they'll have their atelier in-house, but they would also have the pieces that are mass and that are produced, let me not say mass produced, but that are produced professionally or that are manufactured in by manufacturers. That's another conversation that we have a bit of an issue with in these parts of the world in Africa. Manufacturing is not exactly, especially when it comes to garment production, it's not exactly the easiest thing. And it's not exactly one thing that we embrace a lot also because the norm is that most fashion houses, I know we're talking about sustainable fashion here, but most fashion houses typically want to manage their processes from start to finish. But referring back to what you talked about, marketing, but outside this part of the world, the fashion houses, I think they focus more even on their marketing than the production, but they must be sure that whoever is manufacturing for them can give them 100% quality of work. So they can sleep well at night knowing that whatever garments that they are getting is going to produce properly. But we cannot really say the same for this part of the world yet. But yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's still like still portraying your part in terms of like knowing how to sew. Like even when you're mass producing, your sample, you still do your sample. Like you still do your sample in house to. I mean, yeah, except you want to outsource. But if you really want to do like fine tailoring, like even when you want to send your garment, you still have to like those guys. They might not because you want to do mass production. They might not be able to. I mean, you're a fashion designer. You might have a technique that is not out there. I mean, you know how creative we are now. You know how we want
True,
to
true, true.
we want to do some kind of design right that is in our head that we are thinking. I mean, as a fashion designer, just imagine as a fashion, you have one design you're thinking in your head and you're disturbing yourself, explaining to one person. Just imagine you. I mean, I know some of us we don't have the time to like really learn, but just imagine you know how to really like cut some of those things. It's just easy to just show whoever, even if the person is a professional. Sometimes you have a design that you're even explaining to a professional. You don't know how to do it, but when you can do it, you just show them, okay, do it like this. As a professional, they already know what you're trying to achieve. Like you guys can really relate on some certain level. I mean, you don't have to um, do all those things. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
just
yeah.
like just like having like a tech company now, you don't know how to code. I mean, there are people that have tech company now but don't know how to code. But just imagine you're a tech founder. I mean, like tech, not tech.
But I think that's where co-founders come in, right? In those type of situations, typically when you have those situations, you have someone that is technical, and then you have someone that is not so technical.
Tech
So then
so
it balances things off. Yeah.
equation. So
So is there something that you believed about business, about running a fashion business before you started that you no longer believe now?
I think it's not the best design that win. It's not designing to find the most beautiful clothes.
Hmm.
Yeah. I really wins, yeah. So
So
I
what
think
wins?
I think it's how you sell it to people. Like, yeah, like how I think it's this system of how you sell it to people that really, really wins. Then you take it further to like supply chain. Right? There are reason there are some brands that are not in Nigeria, some fashion brands that are not in Nigeria. I mean, simply because maybe supply chain is not right for them and all those things. So yeah, I think that's like my own opinion on that. Yeah, best design doesn't win. Yeah, then,
All right. So best design doesn't win. It's more about how you put it out, how you communicate, how you.
yeah, and it's even like like how you communicate, your delivery, your shipping, your infrastructure, your
Yeah.
staff, all those things too. Like it matters too. So imagine your design is like it's world class. Like we call it world class, but you can't ship to me when I need it. You don't have, when 100 people
Yeah.
will deliver now, you shut down. So like so most time it's not the best design that wins. So even when you're thinking about when you feel like you can create, I mean that's where the aspect of co-founder. Then you look for someone that knows operation very well, that knows marketing very well. You guys can just be creating and they push it out for you.
So, what do you think fashion businesses need the most? I think you kind of already talked a bit about it, but I want to hear it from you again. What do you think fashion businesses need, African fashion businesses to be precise, need to do more of to become stronger businesses?
Uh, I think is I think it would be um, I mean it's hard, but I mean having a known audience that will buy your stuff. I think that is like, yeah, right. But having a known audience that will buy our stuff, then now um, I think it will now be like now nurturing those people that you have in your I mean, would I say database, and now nurturing them, like you are growing them, and you are coming along your journey. You have like those that infrastructure, that database of, I think that's like what I feel like fashion brand need to do more of. Having, in terms of like record keeping of your audio, of your customers. You are constantly updating them on what you're doing. You are I mean, I think it's that community. I mean, I think I've been using the wrong word. I think it's creating community. Yeah, I think it's creating community. One thing I've discovered is fashion brands in Nigeria that sell out, they have a very strong community. You want to, is it Dialab, is it Kai Collective? Like they have a very strong, um, you know, a very strong community. So so before they even drop before they even do any job, they have people yearning for it. They have people requesting for it. So I think fashion brand need to like build more community. How to build communities, another like different conversation entirely. But then that's like what African fashion brand need to do.
Do you have quick tips for us? Very quick ones to help us build this community. It doesn't have to
So
be full in depth, just small, small.
I think it would be to like maybe understand who you're actually selling to, how to actually talk to these people, and meet them where they are. I think that would be. I don't believe, because me too. I'm still trying to build my own community, but I think that is what I would understand the people. Are they who are they? Like, yeah, definitely. If you want to interact with someone, if you want somebody to have daily interaction, you need to understand who they are. Yeah. Your friend, you know who your friend is, because your friend that you talk to every day, you understand the kind of person they are. You know what they like, you know their love language, if you don't call them on their if you don't wish them happy birthday, you guys are not friends anymore. Just stuff like that, like it's knowing that. So I'm just like knowing who you are selling to. So that means when you know them, you know how to the kind of content they like, when they are active online, all of those little things, gist they like, so you can like the kind of incentive they like, those kind of things. So figuring all of those little things, I think it would know how to flow with them. That's what I would say.
All right, thank you. So, bottom line is, if you are thinking of building a community for your fashion brand, which is very essential, first and foremost, you must know who exactly your customer is, know their interests, and know them deeply. All right, thank you. I think I'll hold that one. I'll
Let
hold
them
it.
know themselves. Like it's hard. Like you see companies spending millions on customer research. They are trying to know. They're trying to know who. They're trying to know who they sell to. They're trying to enter your brain. You see, if you know the kind of research Facebook is doing, you will not play with customer research.
Okay. So take home, make sure you do proper customer research and keep doing it. Because now you
Yeah.
gave example of Facebook, but the thing is they do not stop. They already have a multi-billion dollars business, but they are not stopping. They keep refining, keep learning, keep and all of those types of
I was
things.
talking to
So
somebody that you see Coke.
there's no state of arrival.
I said I was talking to someone that see Coke, like Coca-Cola, for example.
Go
Like
ahead.
every day they run ads, every day on TV, on radio, every single day they run ad. And bro, they are making like they have money more than your generation. Like if they stop Coca-Cola today, the all the people in Coca-Cola they won't go pro. But you that you are making 5 naira today, you are not consistent with your promotion. So that consistency is another take home should be, you know, being consistent with whatever we are doing, because you don't have to post every day. When I say consistency, you don't have to pay. If it's once in a week, if it's once in a week you post, be consistent. You know, think yeah, another take home.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So I think I know because I have backdoor information that you're releasing a new collection soon.
Ooh,
So I want to know, I want to pick your brain. So what did you do differently with this collection? So what are you doing differently with this collection that you're
I
releasing
want to make
live?
noise. I want to make noise. So I think this collection, I think with this collection, I'm trying to focus more on awareness. You know, like I understand that they are like journey to getting people to buy from you. You have to get awareness. Then you have to like there's awareness, there's consideration, there's when they now actually buy, there's when they now like return. When you buy, they're now your community. They now like return and buy. So when you create awareness, then when there is this awareness, then maybe when there's high on your brand, you start like engaging them. That is when they now start considering what they would buy. And I mean, while they are considering, you have to keep engaging them till the point where they buy. I think the best we can do is to create that awareness and engage them, and hopefully we'll push them to the point where they will buy. And when they buy, they are not going anywhere. We'll pamper them so they'll keep coming back, and we'll buy our private jet and yacht and make all the impact we want to make, save the planet, and do our own part.
Right, all right, all right. Yes, to buying that yacht and the private jet and every other thing. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be the last question. Thank you so much. We've spent almost 1 hour together. So thank you
Wow.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much for being here and for sharing and for not filtering out some parts, for being raw and honest. So where do you see AZAC in the next 5 years? Where do you see AZAC?
I mean, the next 5 years, we will see Isaac in Paris, see Isaac in Tokyo, see Isaac in. I mean, Isaac is already in Canada, but more present in Canada, US. So I mean, the world major city, we're doing having like flagship stores in those places. Isaac doing like huge impact. Isaac doing big events, huge activation, creating wave, making impact, helping creatives. Doing cool stuff, and creating that very big community that you'll be excited to be part of, and you'll be very proud of you are part of Isaac. I think that's where we'll be before 5 years. Before 5 years.
All right, all right. Yes, and I'm looking forward to seeing that in 5 years' time. I'm in short before 5 years, as you said.
Before
So the
5 years.
next 2, 3 years, I hope to see Isaac everywhere you just mentioned. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being here. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for
having.
everybody.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you
everybody.
everyone for joining.
Yes, thanks to everybody that joined the conversation. I really truly hope that if you own a fashion business, you have more information to think things through for your business. I hope that you would go back to this and pick lessons from this and be able to do even better for your own businesses as well. So see you same time, or maybe not same time, but see you next week. We'll be doing this live every week. So expect to see a new fashion founders series from us from Afri Fashion,
I
and
want
do
to be
enjoy
back.
the rest.
I want to be back. Like, I want to be back.
You,
Yeah,
you
no, I
hope to
mean,
be
yeah,
back.
yes, no,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. All right. We would love to have you back. I'm sure by that time there's even more that you'd have to share with us as well.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to having you back also. So thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day
Thank
and
you.
bye.
Right. Thank you so much.